I've been an Xbox gamer for over 15 years, and today we're talking about the best accessories you can buy for your Xbox Series X or S. Now, there are a whole host of accessories from the controller to audio to the TV you're actually playing on. So today we're going to cover off a few of the accessories that I believe every Xbox gamer should get to go along with their latest gen Series X or S console. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Pete.
My name is Jeff.
And on this channel we help busy entrepreneurs find the best tech, be productive and stay safe online. Links will be in the description below for anything I mention, and I'll try and find the best price for each of these things too. So with that said, and first up, let's talk audio. And specifically, headphones first, because, well, Microsoft released their own Xbox wireless gaming headset, and it is relatively affordable compared to the likes of other well-known brands, but is it really worth getting? And my answer here is actually no. I actually sold mine on a few months ago before making this video, so I can't show them to you. But the sound quality, whilst it was really great, it was also really bassy, like, you know, Beats type bassy. And because of that bassiness, they're also loud enough to give you a headache when playing games like Call of Duty. And I just found the audio controls on the headset itself just clunky. And then to top it off, I also found the headset not to be that comfortable after a couple of hours of gaming. It was actually quite nice to take it off. On the other hand, I'm yet to test out any wireless headsets that are better sounding, more comfortable, and just better overall than these, where are they? I need to go and get them, hang on. Maybe subscribe to the channel whilst I'm getting them. These SteelSeries Arctis 9X headphones. Yes, they are on the pricier side of things, but for something that you might be using every single day and for a few hours at a time, I felt it was well worth it. These things are so comfortable that I genuinely forget that I'm wearing them whilst playing. Now, the audio quality is really very good and just more balanced overall than the over bassy Microsoft headphones. The controls are really intuitive, so you can just adjust things mid-game, and neat features like the red light on the microphone when it's muted just make it just a pleasure to use. It connects to the console straight away, but you can also connect this to a Windows PC to get access to finer EQ and gameplay settings, as well as installing firmware updates. Now that is the headset audio done. What about speaker audio? I'd always recommend a proper surround sound setup with an AV receiver and proper speakers, but without getting into audiophile level of audio and blowing a ton of money, I'd recommend something more mid-range, and that is the Sonos Beam, which for the price delivers really punchy and clear sound when playing games of all types, and it doesn't take up a ton of space as well. It's the perfect companion for most TVs. This one connects via HDMI to your TV's ARC port or optical audio, has an Ethernet port to wire into your network, or can work wirelessly and can be wall mounted if you want to just put this underneath your TV. It also has built-in Alexa and Google Voice assistants, AirPlay 2 compatibility, and a handy feature that syncs to your TV's remote control so it can control your TV. All in all, it is a brilliant piece of kit for that price. Though if you start adding on surround sounds and the sub, you'll not be far off going for that full audiophile experience anyway of the AV receiver, so just do keep that in mind if you think you'll buy the Beam and then a couple of surrounds and then a sub. It does start adding up. Next up is storage, because I'm sure we're all pretty surprised that both the PlayStation and the Xbox only ship with 1 terabyte of storage, which is even less once you take into account the operating system. And Xbox have their own system, which costs a staggering £220 for a 1 terabyte expansion card. Now for the Xbox, grab one of these, the Samsung T7 SSD. This one is the 500 gig version, and it's also pretty affordable, but more importantly, it is fast, very fast. And whilst you won't be able to play the latest gen games directly off of this drive, you can play last gen titles straight from here without having to copy it across. And you can also just use this as a way to, keep your less played latest gen games, as it is quicker than having to re-download the whole thing again. Maybe one day in the future, Call of Duty won't take up half the storage space, and thus means we won't need external storage, but for now, well, it is what it is, and this is by far the best, fastest, and most affordable drive that I've come across. Now let's talk controllers, and with the Xbox, it is basically a choice of a multitude of coloured first-party, an almost, unlimited number of third-party, or the Elite controller, which Microsoft launched a few years back with the last generation of Xbox consoles. And I have to say that after gaming with this for the last year, it is an absolute dream to play with. You'll get used to having the additional buttons underneath really quickly, and now I can game most of the time without ever needing to take my fingers off of the joysticks, because I can just use the triggers underneath instead. And the adjustable trigger depth, which is also really handy when switching between shooters where you might want basically a button, and then racing games where you want the full trigger to accelerate. Now my only complaint about this is that after a year of playing, I am getting stick drift on the left joystick, and because I bought this actually secondhand, it's not covered by warranty, and I just can't bring myself to paying out for another controller. But at least this time you can use the Xbox Accessories app to adjust the dead zone to kind of counteract the stick drift to a certain extent. Other than the stick drift, the controller is really, really comfortable and definitely adjustable if you want to drop in like the other styles of joypads or D-pads. Battery life is also great. The included case works flawlessly as a nice kind of charging station, and it's just an absolute pleasure to play with. Next up, we have the TV, because of all things, the TV is probably one of the most, if not the most important accessory, well, if you can kind of call it an accessory. And recently I purchased this incredible OLED. It is the 48-inch LG C1, which is just mind-blowing for the quality of graphics that you get when playing games in 120 Hz. And with that OLED panel, which just shows all of the blacks at the blackest and just gives such great color and smooth performance to an already great performing Xbox. Now, I think this really does bring out the very best of the Xbox, and I'll be honest, I bought this kind of thinking I wouldn't really notice much difference than with my 2015 model, but damn, I definitely do. It supports absolutely all of the next-gen display modes that the console can check for, and as the Xbox has a pretty good selection of games that supports the full 120Hz gaming, you'll be able to play your favourite titles nice and smoothly in the very best image quality possible. Now, if you look at the 48-inch model, then it's relatively affordable given the quality that it delivers, but this, of course, isn't a cheap accessory by any means. I won't bleat on around this TV for too long, though, because I actually made a video all about it up here. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and maybe go check out my video here on the lifelong Xbox user, me, switching to PlayStation 5 just to see how they compare. Subscribe to the channel, otherwise I will see you in the next one. Cheers!